Boy, we've got bread in the oven now.
Yeah.
Have a little bit of chance of. Whew. Look, there's all these great grains that you can mill now with your mock mills here.
Yeah, I mean, in Sweden we have a lot of grains,
Yeah.
especially on the farm here. Yeah, and the farm around me also.
Yeah.
I can get a lot Ölands wheat, spelt, and from my
Right.
friend Håkan that we have been using for all the baking, you know.
Yeah, so I think you can take really full advantage of those, and now you've got both models of mock mill
Yeah,
to work
yeah.
with, and when you're doing more heavy work, you can keep both of them going all the time.
Yes,
So,
yes, sure.
Yeah.
But one thing that I have not been confident how to get them really to know how they really work. Can you just?
You know, that's a good point, and you have a few minutes of patience
Oh,
because you know, in order to get yourself really, really comfortable with the
Yeah.
mock mill, you need to understand how to
Yeah,
do it.
that's why I need really to understand
Okay.
because I thought the level of the is just for making the stone go up and down.
Yeah,
This
a lot
is
of
what.
people think that
Eh?
it's really simpler than that, and it's more ingenious.
Yeah.
You know? And it's the genius goes back to ancient times.
Yeah.
So if you have a minute,
Yeah, sure,
but to,
sure.
But to explain how it works, I have to show you. I have to show the anatomy of the Mockmill.
Yeah.
Kind of, and to do that, we have to open it up. And people think that's something they should never do, or maybe only in an exceptional occasion. But I think you should do it all the time. I
Yeah.
like to open my Mockmill up every couple of times I use it, and then I just take a look at it. I always say it's like when I check my baby's diapers. You know, is it okay? Anyway, and so I opened that one up. We've been milling like crazy with that one, and there we go. And I see. Okay, I could probably clean that up a little bit. You know, and I take a simple tool and I can do that. You know. I can just scrape the flour off, and I can turn the stone by myself, and that sweeps this stuff out. But this is your stator stone, and when I turn this on, I keep my hands away, and I turn that on. You see it's turning like that, or the rotor stone, I should say. And here's your stator stone, and it's sitting on top. Okay. Now, if I hold this down, and I turn the mill on, and I put let's just do that.
Just put some grains. So.
Here, put your hand down on that. Okay, and I'll put some corn in there. You put your hand down and leave me some room, and I'll drop that in. Well, you see how you can even see how it's pushing your hand up. Okay, so that's the first thing you need to understand. That under the way these mills work, the centrifugal forces which are pushing the grains out are first
pushing it up,
pushed up.
That's why I felt it. I felt it on my hand. I just
Okay,
tried
so
to
the
put
stone
it.
wants to move up.
Yeah.
So the genius of the mock mill is that you put that stone in a chamber, like we're standing here in this room, right? And you raise and lower the ceiling above this stone so it has more or less room to move away. If you lower the ceiling all the way, tries to move up, it can't, and then you're going to get fine flour.
Yeah.
If you leave it plenty of room in there, it can move up, and you're going to get bigger pieces.
Yeah.
Because there's more space for it to push out the stone. Very, very simple, right?
Yes.
And so here you see the threads on the milling chamber, and you have the threads on the cap. The cap of the milling chamber is built right into the hopper, right?
Yeah.
And these threads are 4 millimeters apart.
Okay.
So when I put this on it and I turn it one full turn, it's going to go down 4 millimeters, lower the ceiling 4 millimeters. If I go the other way one full turn, it's going to raise
Goes
it.
up.
Right?
Yeah, goes up. Yeah.
And each of these marks are 7.5 degrees apart. So if I do the math, I find out that each of these marks means 0.08 millimeters,
Okay.
8/100ths of a millimeter difference in the height of the milling chamber.
Wow.
So it's very, very, very fine adjustment, right? Okay. And so all I do, I screw that back on, and I screw it on until it stops. Okay, oops. That means that I pushed it down the ceiling so far down that now the two stones are kind of bound. So I turn it back because I don't want them to be bound.
Yeah.
And then I turn the mock mill on, and I turn it down slowly until I hear the first contact of the stones. They're not scraping then. It's just kicking, this bottom stone is just kicking the upper stone up.
Oh, now. Yeah.
And I wait until I hear it kicking the whole time. There. And that's my 0 point at which I want to mill. It may not be exactly 0 here. You see it's showing 2.5 because the mill is cold.
Yeah.
If the mill warms up, that 0 point is going to move down here. Maybe
one,
even
one,
past
one,
0.
one,
Maybe
yeah.
even past 0, depending. Okay. But here now I put my I put my grains in, you know. And I'm going to get very fine. I'm going to get very, very fine powder.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's it. Wow, see.
So that because it's the minimum, right?
Yeah.
And as I turn this out, it's going to open it up and allow me to
Wow.
make bigger. We'll talk about that in a little bit, okay? But
Yeah.
that's the anatomy
Yeah.
of the Mockmill. That's very simple. That's
Very,
now
yeah.
you understand what's
Yeah,
in it
yeah.
and how it works, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So then we have the Mockmill arbor blend.
Yeah.
Mockmill. Arbor blend is the name of the bioplastic that this is made of.
Yeah.
Called arbor. It comes from trees.
Okay.
It's 98% plants.
Wow.
It's not waste.
I mean, it's
plants.
very
It's
good
not
for the
recycled.
environment, you know.
It's
It's
not
very-
recycled. It's plants that were grown for this, okay, and chosen for this. We don't even know the composition because the manufacturer, that's their secret, you know.
They don't know what
But
to
it's
tell you. Yeah.
98% virgin plant material, all right? And the reason to make it this way is to make it affordable for everybody. It costs a couple €100 less than to make it with the wooden.
Yeah, of course. That is a wood, you know.
This is what I have. I've had it for 5 years now. Incredibly stable. I bang on it when I'm finished milling. I bang on it.
Yeah, me
get
too.
the
I've been
flour
using
out.
it for a long time.
Bang on it
Yeah,
like
yeah.
this, and it's no problem whatsoever. So,
Yeah.
but the adjustment's a little tricky because I can't turn the hopper.
Yeah.
I couldn't make the mill like this to turn the hopper that way. So, but I have really ingenious colleagues, and they came up with what I call the clever lever. Okay.
Okay.
And this is what is a little difficult to understand. So stay with me, all right? So here on the back of the Mockmill, here you have these two tabs.
Yeah.
To lift the hopper up. You see I can lift
Yeah,
it up.
yeah.
But I put the tab on and then I lift with my hands, okay? Because there's
Okay.
no springs in there. But I lift with my hands, it comes right off.
Okay.
But I'm lifting I'm lifting the mill up, okay? And then I have the same, that cap that was built into the hopper is here all by itself, and it's got a little bit of a cover on it, okay? And the cover has a little segment in it. Where is it? Right here. You see, it's got a little segment in there, and that segment just runs all the way around. Like
This
that.
is what you screw in there.
That's what I screw in there, okay? And so when I put this screw on here, that segment can still move all the way around, right? And it can move back and forth. Nothing happens. It's not doing anything at all until I make it hard like that. And now it's like,
Yeah, you can just move it wherever you
and
want.
then I can use it to move the cap. So this is just allowing me to reach inside the mill with my hand
Yeah.
and turn that. That's all it does, you
Yeah.
know. And so and so it's the same story. I'm going to be, when I put this down all the way, it's going to touch here, so it doesn't. The demonstration's a little bit difficult. But when I do the same thing I did before, I screw this down all the way. Okay, and then I back it off a quarter of a turn like I did before.
Yeah.
Then, because I have this slot here, I have to move this around to
To
where,
find- where's
to
the
where
slot?
I'm going to
Yeah,
see it
yeah,
with
yeah.
the slot, right?
Yeah.
And then I put that on, but I'm going to show you, I'm going to leave it off for a moment, right? And I tighten that on, all right? And now I'm going to do the same thing with it that I did before with the other mill, right? Okay, I'm going to put this about right there, like it would be in the slot, you see? Okay, and then I turn it on, and I just move the lever down. You see, I'm just moving it down, right? And I move the lever down to where I hear the touch, okay?
Where you start hearing the sound of
And
the
that's
stone
my
touching.
0 point there,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Okay, and so if I want to adjust it here, this one, I just turn this to make a coarser grind. Well, I move it to here, and it has to stop there, right? But now here's the genius, okay? This one I can keep opening it, and this one I'm stopped. I can only go to 10.
Yeah.
People say, "Oh, I don't get very coarse grain at 10." No, because it's a really fine adjustment. But if I loosen this, then I move it back here. You see the cap didn't move, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I tighten it and I can open up some more. And I
Okay.
ratchet it, you see,
Wow.
and I ratchet it open
I did not
like
know
that.
about that.
Yeah, and people
I thought
don't.
it stopped there at 10, you know?
No.
But now you can go 20, you can
go 30, and even
Yeah.
and now at some point is that cap is going up, right?
Yeah.
And it's going to bump into this,
Yeah, yeah.
and then you can't go any further.
yeah.
But you can still push the tabs on the back, just tip it up a little bit like that, and you can even go to 40 if you
Oh.
want. like if you want to dehull your buckwheat,
Yeah,
okay?
yeah.
You can put it on 40 and find the spot at which you dehull the buckwheat. So
I did not know about that. I have been having it now for how many years? 4 years, I
Yeah.
think. And
well, I'm ashamed to say, but you didn't read the book because it really is explained in the book. But most people don't. We get a lot of questions about that.
Yeah,
So
okay.
you can tell I'm used to explaining it.
yeah, but I'm so happy, Paul, that you are spending the weekend here, you know, and I have this privilege to be with you. And
But it's really great.
and for everybody out there, you know, who's going to have a mock meal, please watch this video. You cannot have better explanations that you have seen here, okay?
Yeah, and that's really great. And the thing is that you can get there. We'll do this in another film.
Yeah.
I'll show you how quickly you can
Yeah,
do
yeah,
with it.
yeah,
But
yeah.
it's really, I actually like this adjustment better than the turning.
Okay.
That's my preferred. I
Okay,
think
yeah.
I call it the clever lever.
Yeah.
I say hello to my friend Thomas Moore back at Mockmill who devised that, because I think it's really a very, very, very,
Yeah.
a very, very clever.
Yeah, I did not know about that.
Yeah, there you go. Well, that's it. So
Yeah.
now you understand.
Yeah,
that
yeah.
That's how you understand how the Mockmill works, and when you start experimenting with it, you teach yourself
Yeah.
more and more.
Yeah, definitely. Now I have a lot of time to spend, you know, a lot of beautiful grains to
You
grind.
have all
and,
those beautiful grains to
yeah,
mill.
yeah.
All right. Well, maybe we'll have
Okay.
some fun with them a
Yeah.
little bit later. on.
Okay.
Okay.
See you next.